Hey everyone, today we're covering the best highlights from Sony's State of Play. Everything from Returnal's free DLC to Square Enix's 1-2 punch to close out the show. We've got all that and more on this edition of the Dear Listeners Newsroom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dear Listeners Newsroom, TRG's weekly news recap. My name is Micah Hendrick, and here are the top headlines for March 11th, 2022. It had been heavily rumored, and indeed the grapevine was correct. This week, Sony held another edition of their State of Play series, this time with a focus on their Japanese partners. Capcom kicked things off with a look at their brand new co-op action game, Exo Primal. Players will choose from one of 5 exosuits to take on swarms of dinosaurs mysteriously pouring from a vortex in the sky. The goofy plot doesn't really matter when you're mowing down hordes of dinosaurs, and the game actually looks pretty fun despite the fact that Capcom did their very best to make fans think that Dino Crisis was coming back. I mean, come on Capcom, why you gotta do this? Exo Primal launches on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam in 2023. Sticking with the mobile suit theme, Bandai Namco announced Gundam Evolution, a 6v6 free-to-play first-person shooter. The developers said they hope to blend fast and immersive mobile suit team battles with the ability for any mobile suit to clinch victory with its unique skill set. I know TRG Big Boss Logan Sharp will be all over this one when it launches on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC later in 2022. We got a handful of updates and new looks on a trio of timed PlayStation exclusives, including Ghostwire Tokyo, which honestly looks better and better each time they show it off. Next up was Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins, which dropped a demo on Wednesday, so you can head over to the PlayStation Store right now to get a taste of that chaos. The third update was a new Forspoken trailer from Square Enix and Luminous Productions. The trailer confirms that the game has been delayed from May till October 11th of this year. It also gave us another good look at the action and traversal, but questions still remain about the writing and overall tone of the game, which seems to be all over the place, quite frankly. Hopefully, Forspoken can find its groove come this fall. If the upcoming Shredder's Revenge wasn't enough to satiate nostalgic fans, Konami has announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Cowabunga Collection, which gathers virtually every retro Ninja Turtles game into one package. From the arcade classics to the NES, SNES, Genesis, and even Game Boy editions, the Cowabunga Collection aims to bring modern quality of life features such as rewind and save anytime to the Konami classics. Producer Charles Murakami explains that the team is also, quote, designing custom game guides harkening to the aesthetic of the video game magazines from the 80s and 90s to help get players through some of those notoriously tricky parts. You know what we're talking about.
You know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about.
Oh, no. Bandai Namco stuck around the State of Play to showcase gameplay for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, a new iteration on the 2013 fighting game laced with Hirohiko Araki's unique art style. 50 characters are promised across various game modes, including All-Star Battle, Arcade, Online, and Versus. Players can pick this one up on their modern platform of choice, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC, in the fall of 2022. One of Sony's freshly minted internal studios, Housemarque, crashed the Japanese party to announce Update 3.0 for their PS5 exclusive Returnal. Dubbed Returnal Ascension, the free update adds in a co-op mode where players can tackle the game's challenges together, as well as an endless mode called the Tower of Sisyphus. Tapping into Housemarque's arcade roots, the Tower of Sisyphus is a scoring mode where players will compete on a leaderboard as they rip through enemy waves of increasing difficulty. Returnal Update 3.0 will be available to anyone who owns the game on March 22nd. Square Enix rounded out the 20-minute showcase with a look at 2 brand new games. First up was the Diofield Chronicle, a lovely-looking real-time strategy RPG. The game looks to have a heavy story focus with an emphasis on beautiful diorama-style battle scenes. The game's story centers around 4 elite mercenaries, collectively called Blue Fox, who are destined to leave their mark amidst kingdoms and empires. The DioField Chronicle will release for everything: PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, later in 2022. Finally, that squeal you heard last Wednesday was friend of the show Nate McKeever, who giddily reacted to the news of Valkyrie Elysium, an all-new entry in the long-standing Valkyrie series. The original Valkyrie profile released on PS1 back in 2000, and there hasn't been a proper console release since 2006's Valkyrie Profile 2 for PlayStation 2. That drought comes to an end as Square Enix showed off a trailer for the action RPG, which, according to the PlayStation blog, features, quote, an epic story, beautiful environments, and a new fast-paced combat system that combines strategy, action, and a unique combo system that will test your ability to think and react, end quote. Valkyrie Elysium also features classic series mechanics such as recruitable warriors who will join you in combat if summoned. Fans will be happy to hear that series composer Motoi Sakuraba will be making his return to the series as well. Sony appears to have locked this game down as a console exclusive, but it'll also hit PC when it launches sometime in 2022. Sticking with PlayStation news this week, it's no secret that Sony is making a big push in the TV and film space with their popular gaming IP. The company found recent box office success with Tom Holland taking on the role of Nathan Drake in the film adaptation of Uncharted, and Sony plans to follow that up with even more. Of course, there's the already announced Last of Us HBO series, and an upcoming Ghost of Tsushima film with John Wick's director helming that project. Now, Deadline is reporting this week that Amazon is in final negotiations to bring God of War to its popular Prime Video service. According to Deadline, the show will be led by creators and executive producers from The Expanse, Mark Fergus and Hawk Otsby. The Wheel of Time showrunner Rafe Judkins is also said to be involved with the project. No other information was given, so fans will just have to be patient before they hear their first live-action boy. Xbox's March console update has begun rolling out to everyone this week, and it brings with it some small yet welcome features. First up is the ability to pin a game to the Quick Resume section of the dashboard. Tapping into Xbox's Velocity architecture, Quick Resume allows players to swiftly swap between multiple games and pick up exactly where they left off. Now, players can pin up to 2 games and find them anywhere Quick Resume is found. Next up is a new guided audio setup wizard, which helps players get the most out of their HDMI connected speakers. The wizard will test and verify your audio format and help you determine if you should use stereo, 5.1, 7.1, Dolby Atmos, DTS, and so on. And saving my personal favorite for last, players will now be able to remap the share button to conduct a wide range of functions. Originally bound to taking screenshots or recording video clips, the share button can now be remapped so that the user can mute their TV, open their friends list or achievements, and conduct a host of other commands. I love seeing these kind of updates to consoles. It really helps kind of push and drive the console market forward in terms of innovation, and Microsoft has long been a leader in this space, and this is just one more step in the right direction. Alright guys, that's it for this edition of the Dear Listeners Newsroom. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, hit that like button below, subscribe to the TRG YouTube channel. You can follow me over on Twitter at Doug's Vest. You can follow the Reformed Gamers at TRG Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the news. We'll see you next week.